Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the Waterman and D-Train Show.
Digitized live from the ACT Computer Studios in Cape Coral, Florida, it's the Waterman and D-Train Show.
What's up? We are back. I always say we're back like we're coming from a break because I don't know how to start this now that I'm not saying that.
Right, huh?
But it's another episode 77, I think. We're moving right along.
Yeah, man.
We will be at episode 100 before you guys know it.
Nice.
And not only joining us live from Las Vegas, as always, Mr. Gordon Abernathy. Gordon, how are you doing?
Gentlemen, I'm doing fine. Yourselves?
And back live from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
He's the namesake. He's the reason for this show. He's the reason why we are consistently inconsistent. Here he is, Dave, the mother effing Waterman. Dave, what's up?
Booey, man. Dude.
Brah.
Doing bro Cephas, Broheim. Doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to be back in Southwest Florida, man. Let me tell you that. Glad
How'd you like
to
that
be
dry
back.
heat?
You know what, man?
Do I need to hit the cough button for you?
No, not yet. I love the dry heat. There's something about it. It's funny because you've done a lot of traveling. Hell, you were just out in Texas not too long, like a month or two ago, right?
Yeah, but it was kind of a cold spell for Texas.
Was it?
And it was quite nice. And it was no hotter or colder than it is here in Southwest Florida.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you get on a plane and it's hot, it's humid here, you know, and then you get to Las Vegas. And when you get off that plane, it's just that dry, just that heat wave just goes woof, just engulfs you, man. You're like, whoa, this is definitely, it's hot. Because when we landed, it was
hot, damn hot,
dude. It was damn hot. When we landed, the guy said it was like 95 or 96, I think, and that was like at midnight. So, no, man, I love that dry heat, man. But I'll tell you what a beautiful place, and I'm definitely stoked to be back, man. No doubt
Kind of
about
like
it.
walking into a hair dryer, huh?
Of course, hair dryer. Absolutely. It's like somebody turned on the hair dryer. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing the way that heat, just whoosh. It's like Santa Ana winds, it's like a constant Santa Ana.
Sure.
So, but no, man, I'm stoked to be back, man. I feel good, dude. It was nice. Had a really good time. And other than that, man, I think that, I learned a few things, and
you learned a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I learned a little bit about myself, and I don't want to give too much away, but I still got it, so that's cool. And other than that, man, you know what, Gordon? It was good seeing you too, by the way.
It's definitely good seeing you and the crew.
Yeah, man.
It was brief, but it was a fantastic time.
Yeah, no, that was really cool seeing you, man. That was really cool seeing you. So. But I recommend anybody if they ever have a chance to go out there to go out to Las Vegas just for a few days. It's all you need is a few days. Unlike unless you're Gordon and you live there and you got a good job and you're outside the Las Vegas Boulevard area.
Cesspool, if you will.
Yeah, if you're outside of that area, it seems like it's a real nice town, man. So
before we go too much further into our content, hey Gordon.
Don.
If you wanted to listen to the Waterman and D-Train Show podcast, but you can't stay up late to watch the live stream, where would you go?
You would catch it anywhere. You would get any podcast from Stitcher to Google Music or Google Play, as it were. Apple iTunes, I think, is gone now. I'm not sure what it's called because I'm not an Apple guy. But, man, you can look anywhere for it, and you'll find it. It's streamed everywhere. And to be quite honest, if you guys are having a hard time understanding, or if there's a little glitch on the live stream, the recorded version is so much better.
Right, yeah, you can find it at d-410.com. But no, I was at an antique store today, and one of our listeners, or to be honest, a listener that follows me from the Stan Haney page,
right?
We were talking, and she says, "Well, I got to go get up at 5 a.m. on Monday morning, so I can't stick around and watch your podcast." And I said, "Well, you can download it, right?"
Absolutely.
And she's like, "No, where can I get it at?" And I said, "Well, do you have an Android or an iPhone?" She said she had an iPhone. I said, "Well, you can get it on what used to be iTunes, if you still have iTunes, or I know they're launching their Apple Podcast app, or you can get it on Stitcher, Spotify." As Gordon said, any place you're fine, podcasts can be managed. So for those of you who like to tune in, see what we're talking about, but have to go to bed or be honest, gets tired of watching two assholes sitting in a room, you can simply download the podcast from either d-410.com or all the apps that we just mentioned. And while you're at D-410, you know what to do. Let's just get the plugs out of the way real quick. Please sign up for Patreon. Dave's dying, so I'm going to mute his mic. Sign up for Patreon. Join one of the tiers. You know the deal. And use that Amazon link. And while you're there, you can get yourself some sweet Digital 410 swag, like my What's the Scuttlebutt Lucky Strikes t-shirt, or many of our other fine products. And you know the rest of the deal.
Hell yeah.
So what else you guys got going on?
Dude, I'm just, right now, man, I've just been trying to do laundry, play catch up. You know how it is, vacation.
Sure.
Trip time, you got to, you get home and it's like, it's that adage, dude. You almost need a vacation from a vacation sometimes,
Yeah.
Especially like with you, dude, and I see what you put into doing your World War II reenactments and stuff. I'm like, this guy is lugging around.
Gear upon gear upon
gear upon gear upon gear, man. I'm like, how does this guy do it?
Just do it.
I mean, I know you do, but damn.
Yeah.
So
The old saying, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Did you hear Kevin Hart got in an accident?
Dude, bro, did you see that car?
Did you know what kind of car that was?
It was an old muscle car, Cuda?
It was a Barracuda, but it had a new, like an LS3 or it had a modern day crate motor in it.
Oh.
But here's the thing, and here's why I bring it up. Now, obviously, Kevin's in good shape. But for all you celebrities out there, when you make it big and you get that muscle car and your a-hole buddies want to drive it, say no. He wasn't driving. His friend was driving. His friend wanted to drive his Barracuda and wrecked it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the cat from, Jackass and Bam, he wasn't driving his car either when he died, right? One of his buddies was driving it.
Oh, you talking about Ryan Dunn?
Yeah.
No, Ryan Dunn was driving.
He was driving?
Yeah, Ryan Dunn was driving.
I know, it just seems
However, Paul Walker was not driving.
Yeah, Paul Walker
car.
wasn't driving, and he had that 938 Super Carrera or something like that Porsche.
Yeah, and the driver was actually a race car driver.
Yeah, and that guy,
Which show that even a professional can lose control.
Yep.
I don't know. It just seems like a lot of times when you hear these accidents, the poor people. And now, granted, this guy he was hiring and he was going with a driver, and a Walmart truck hit him. But the comedian, he damn near died when his limo got hit because someone else was driving.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan.
It's like, at what point you just fucking, I'm driving my own, driving myself.
Yeah. Tracy Morgan, man. Now these people, man, they get out there and they get these hot rods, dude, and just get it. Now, what's interesting about that story, did you see where I guess apparently his bodyguards rescued him and then put him in like two black SUVs, ran him back to the house, and it was almost an hour or so later before they called 911. Well, I'm a little sketchy there, dude.
Disclaimer, this is simply me talking out of my ass. Don't sue me.
Yes.
But when I first heard that, I'm thinking, what did he have in his pockets?
Right. What was in the vehicle?
What was on him that he needed to go home quickly?
And yes, exactly.
I mean, we all hate hospitals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can't say, well, I don't like hospitals, and he definitely can't say, oh, I didn't want to have to pay for a freaking ambulance ride, because that's for him, that's pocket change.
That's nothing.
That's he makes more in 5 minutes than what that ambulance ride could have.
$3,500, no big deal.
It just seems a little sketch.
Yes, it does. Because I thought the same thing.
When you're in a car that didn't have a roll cage,
a supercar.
The whole roof is collapsed.
God.
To the point where they have to use the jaws of life to get out the passenger in the back seat.
Yeah.
And you decide to take a hiatus at your home for about an hour and a half before going to the hospital to get treated for your injuries.
With a major back injury, too. Apparently, they had to operate and all that, man. It's like, what?
I mean, yes, you have the adrenaline, and a lot of that pain doesn't kick in until later, but come on.
Yeah. Something's up there, man. Something's up. I mean, we all know, you're in the line. Excuse me, you're in the limelight. You want to keep it on the quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
He's dying, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you get.
Sorry.
That is what you get when you travel.
Yeah. Yeah, that is literally airplane air. Oh, speaking of which, the one thing I am going to say, I was so pissed off. I mean, raging mad on the way home. Man, I'm flying.
Well, hold on. Before we get into this, because we're in a topic of automobile accidents and celebrities almost dying.
Damn it, man.
Or celebrities dying for that fact.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to cover this last week because it happened in between. We here at the Waterman and D-Train Show and at Digital 410, we want to give thoughts and prayers to the family of Jessie Combs. You familiar with her?
The
fastest woman on four wheels?
Yes.
She was the welder on Mythbusters.
Yeah, that girl.
She did a lot of episodes of All Girls Garage.
Mm-hmm.
She did a few episodes of... I mean, she's been all over... Basically, any Discovery Channel...
Car show stuff.
Yeah, anything owned by Discovery Channel where they needed a strong female welder or engineer. She was trying to break her own record.
Land speed record,
yeah,
right?
land speed record. Basically, she was riding on the back of a jet engine in the salt flats. Ironically enough, not in California, but I think like in Oregon or something.
Yeah.
And I think she was trying to break her own record of roughly 458 miles an hour.
Oh my God, man.
And yeah, it just it's so sad because I've been following her on Instagram for about a year.
Yeah.
And like I'm seeing her post building up to this and post of her talking about
she's excited and
pumped.
pumped.
More about only strong people go after breaking their own records and this and that.
Okay.
And pictures of her with the car.
Mm-hmm.
And just
I haven't seen the car, so I don't know what she was trying to run in.
It's basically a jet engine.
Oh my God!
And
yeah, it's a rocket, man.
Yeah, one of her last posts basically says, "It may seem a little crazy to walk directly into the line of fire. Those who are willing are those who achieve greater things. People say I'm crazy. I say thank you." And that was her last tweet.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace.
I mean, this woman's been on TV for years, but post Mythbusters, she's basically been at the height of her career. She's got that going. She has all these sponsorship deals. She races. She won one at the Hammer Gordon or something like that. One of those long distance endurance off road races.
Was it like the Baja 1000 or King of Hammers?
Yeah, the King of Hammers. I think she won 1 or 2 years ago. And so I mean and there's this another thing she did like
IMSA, like not IMSA, but the smaller Formula One cars. I forget what they call those.
She did this great.
She raced those
about beginning of August. She was in Sturgis, and they were having this event called Strider Bikes.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not Strider Bikes. Anyhow, there was this charity event where you make custom bikes for underprivileged kids. And she made this badass little replica of like a 1919 motorcycle minus the engine.
Oh, that's cool, man.
And
that's cool.
She was constantly doing charitable events.
Yeah.
She actually has her own line of welding gear for women.
Oh, wow, man.
And I mean, she was just huge in the whole engineering and all that industry.
Wow.
Yeah, there's the bike that she bought, and then she modified it to make it look like the old 1919
That's pretty
bikes.
cool. That's cool.
So, huge loss there.
Yeah,
so sad
man.
to hear that.
No doubt. She was what, 34, 36?
38, 39. So, yeah.
Damn, man.
Just so sad.
Damn, man. Yeah. That's a bummer, man.
But as you were getting ready to say before I rudely interrupted you.
No, you're cool. You're cool. What was I? Oh.
Something Vegas about the flight.
Oh, yeah. Just real quick. I just want to say, one of these reasons why I do believe that I did get a little on the sick side, man, is on the flight.
You can hear it in your voice, man.
Yeah,
You sound like you've been gargling nails.
It was crazy. I was fine all the way up until the flight home, man. But I'm sitting there, I'm flying along, and it's about an hour and a half into the flight, and the stank started.
Your stank?
No, not me, bro. No way, bro. I was showered up, man. When I fly, man, I make sure I'm good and clean, fresh clothes, ready to go.
Dope as Dave, he's
but
just so fresh
so I
and
look,
clean.
so I'm looking, and of course, you can fly with a baby on your lap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was time for the baby to let one go.
Isn't that amazing that when you're flying, you can't have any baggage in your lap? You got to cram your laptop on the seat in front of you. You got to put all. But you can have a baby.
But you can just
on your lap. Yeah. No seatbelt.
Yeah. Oh, they were sitting there bouncing the baby on their legs.
When I was flying to Texas, they didn't even buy a seat for the kid.
Yeah.
When I flew to Texas, same thing. It's like, what's going to stop that baby from becoming a projectile if we start plummeting to the earth before the pilot recovers?
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, it comes time for diaper change. Oh, is it time for a diaper change? Is it time for a diaper change? Well, instead of taking the baby into the lavatory,
they're going to do that shit right there.
They do it right there in the seat, which is not even 2.5 feet, in the aisleway between me and her seat, and decides to do the diaper change, man. And oh my God, bro. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, I'm sitting there going, No way did she just do
In
this.
Dave's head, he's saying,
Superior galactic grandma after eating a block of cheese, smoking 3 packs of cigarettes, and drinking a quart of milk. Disgusting, that's the word.
Yes, very disgusting, very disgusting. Because not only that, man, the diaper was,
Moist.
yeah, highly, highly.
Moist.
And I said, "My God, man,
He's an asshole, sir.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, "She's a."
Moist.
He's an asshole, sir.
Yep. And I'm telling you, man, I said, this is uncalled for. And even,
but deep in Dave's mind, he's got a little. He's thinking,
Hello, nurse.
wow,
disgusting.
I'm thinking, hello to the flight attendants.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh,
anyways,
hey.
so they changed the diaper right there, man. And then of course there's no flight attendant around, so there's no bag to dump the damn dirty diaper into at first. So they're just sitting there holding it, just kind of just doing about their business, just swinging it around. And I'm going, you've got to do
Superior
something.
galactic grandma after eating a block of cheese, smoking 3 packs of cigarettes, and drinking a quart of milk. Disgusting, that's the word.
Do something. Do
Yeah.
something. Go to the rear lavatory. You don't have to necessarily wait on the front lavatory. Go
That's
to the
so
rear
gross.
lavatory, man, somewhere, and use a changing table.
Fine, eh? Good luck with the casual sex. I mean
Yeah.
it. No, because you won't get it.
Because would you want to be that guy that sits
No.
in that seat after there's been a
No.
diaper change? Not me, bro. Not me. But that that's here nor there, man. I was just a little, I was pissed about that, man. But
You're looking fresh and so clean in that group photo from the wedding. And yes,
Yeah.
Chris Quinton asked, because we did share it on the Waterman and D-Train show
Yeah, what's
page,
up?
and people wonder, well, why are you sharing it on the Waterman and D-Train show? Because 2 of the people in that photo are from the Waterman and D-Train
Damn
show
right.
page. Dave the Waterman, and yes, our newsman, Gordon Abernathy. He was
Damn
filling
right.
in for me.
Damn right, G Money. G Train filled in, man.
So
Thank you,
word
buddy.
on the street is you've had your fill of In-N-Out burgers.
Oh man, yeah. In-N-Out burger, dude.
Where's my sticker at, fool?
Don't worry, man. Don't worry, dude. Those things, man, those things are hard to come by, bro. You actually got to ask for them.
By name.
You got to ask for that sort of stuff.
Why don't you
But-
throw
Did
the
you at
number?
least try animal style while you were there?
Yeah, let me throw the number out there, man. If anybody wants to give us a ring, you guys can reach the Waterman D-Train show right now. Give us a call at area code 239-256-5537. That is 239-256-5537.
Gordon, I know the answer for Dave because he doesn't have Netflix, so it's no. But have you watched the new Dave Chappelle special?
I was just thinking about that because I started watching it today while I was working on cleaning downstairs.
I just watched it about an hour ago.
Yeah?
Some of the content is not for the 41-year-old Don. I would have, I was a bigger fan of his in early 2000. But I will say this: I think in 2019 it is required watching because it is a reminder of how insensitive and how overly offended we used to be. Because he has not changed his routine at all. If not, he's doubled down with the express intent, because the name of the special is Sticks and Stones, and he's basically proven to people that we're all oversensitive pussies now. And so not only does he not say words that are offensive, he over enunciates those words and includes them as much as he can.
Yeah.
And so if you find yourself getting a little overly sensitive in your old age, and you're starting to get concerned that you may be part of this new wave, do yourself a favor and watch the new Dave Chappelle episode. Excuse me, those you watch on live cam. I got one of these like beard hairs that's growing up out of place in my face, and I'm pulling it out as I'm talking. But I don't know. How much of it did you watch, Gordon?
I got about halfway into it, and I tell you what, at first I thought, I didn't know which way he was going to go, because with some of the first jokes, I was like, he looks like he's going to be tracking the liberal way, and then he zigs right into the wall.
Yeah.
And you don't even expect some of the things that come out of his mouth, but they are funny. They'll catch you off guard for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, he just say that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm laughing anyway while I'm thinking it, but
Not
good.
every joke will land with every single person because he has such a skill in saying shit that kind of applies to everybody. So obviously when that shit applies to you, that's not funny, as he kind of points out, but when it applies to somebody else, it's hilarious. And so because he does a great job of working his way around the hypothetical proverbial room, if you will, like I said, not every one of them will land, but they will definitely, it's definitely worth the watch. And I did give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I've been catching clips of it on YouTube. Plus, I've got that other site that me and you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
It's got it up, and you know what, man? Some of those, some of that stuff is just, it's far out there, man, and I love it. I think it's great, absolutely great.
Dave, do me a favor,
Yeah, bub.
because I don't want you to get Well, you know what? Fuck it. Offend people if you want. I'm not going to give you the warning. I'm just going to let you.
What? Somebody saying something bad about me, bro?
No, I'm getting ready to say something I experienced yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
And at first glance, you're going to want to laugh.
Uh
But then
huh.
as it progresses, you're going to say, ooh.
Oh boy.
So I'm driving home
Mm-hmm.
around noon because every day at different times, one, to keep the burglars on their toes, but two, to let my old dog out.
Hell yeah.
I come home for lunch and I let the dog out to urinate.
Yeah.
And I'm driving down the road and traffic begins to slow. And I cast my eyes up over the horizon and I see a naked man
Get out of here.
walking down Del Prado.
Get out of here.
And so I do what every good podcaster does. I get out my phone and I start live streaming.
Hell yeah.
But as I get closer and closer, I notice because usually when you see something on the horizon, it's small and short. And
Yeah.
as you drive closer, it gets
Enlarged.
enlarged. Well, I notice this man's not getting any bigger. And I'm getting closer. And I quickly stop the feed and I delete it.
Oh, I would too.
Because I realize this is not a nude man high on meth.
Uh-oh.
This is a 12-year-old child.
What? Whoa. Whoa.
So that's
whoa.
why I deleted the feed.
Yeah, man. That's not cool.
And then the next thing I did, actually, no, I apologize. I stopped the feed, but I did not delete it right away.
Right.
Because I called 911.
Yeah.
I called 911 and I said, hey, there is a completely butt-naked 12-year-old walking down Del Prado. There's a gentleman walking behind him.
Oh, weird.
And there's 3 or 4 cars driving next to him trying to get his attention.
Right.
They're like, where he's at? I'm at corner Del Prado and Diplomat. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got off the phone 911, I went back on my Facebook and then I deleted that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't need to be broadcasting naked
No,
ass
hell
12-year-old.
no, bro.
And then I started a new live feed and I said, I don't know what's going on in this town, but I just had to call 911 because I saw a naked child walking down the street.
Yeah.
Well, during all that, I missed my turn, so I had to make a U-turn, and I see that he made his way into the new parking lot of the storage facility.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
So I called 911 back because they're going to be looking for this cat walking.
Absolutely.
And I said, hey, I just called about the naked kid walking down Del Prado. I just want to give you an update. He's now in the parking lot of the new storage unit. And I said, there is somebody walking behind him in a car. They're like, what kind of car? I said, it's like a Volkswagen GTI. And they're like, we are very familiar with this youth. He has special needs.
No, that's okay.
And the cops are on the way over there to help. And I actually saw the police coming.
Yeah.
And it's a very sad state of affairs. One, that clearly this thing happens enough to this child that the police are aware that he has a tendency to
Rip his
walk
clothes
around
off.
nude.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the parents or foster parents. We don't know what the situation is.
Yeah, man.
But being the person that I am, the way that I think, a question came up to me. What is it about being stark mad crazy that makes you want to get naked?
You know, there's. Let me tell you something. Being locked up as I have. All right. People do weird things. Now, I've been locked up in psych wards where it's just these people. They just start shredding everything as soon as they get in there and they get their little gown or whatever. It's immediately coming off.
Yeah.
And they're gonna walk around naked. Or real quick, they're gonna do weird stuff like the roommate that I had, my bunk mate, he would come in and start masturbating right next to me, which is weird. And I'm like,
I've known teachers who teach special needs class, and one of them in high school had a student who would constantly masturbate in class.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, and I'd call the nurse like, what? I mean, this dude's got to
Be
go.
honest with you, the masturbation thing you can kind of understand because it feels good.
Yeah, but dude, but come on, bro. Not 24 hours a day where you're trying to sleep. Next thing you know, you're up. And you're like, what's going on, man? You wake up to that noise going,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, bro. Really, man? Nurse! But as far as people walking around like that, man, there's definitely,
Do you think maybe they know something we don't? Maybe there's something absolutely wonderful and free about being naked
Well,
walking
you
around.
know what? You know what?
Maybe we're the crazy ones.
We could be, but the only way we could probably possibly find out is to go to a nude beach and just go kick it and see how that feels. Maybe it feels right, man, for adults, but for this guy, for this kid, man, there's obviously some like the police said, there's some mental issues going on there, probably some sort of abuse, man.
Yeah, I hope that child gets
The
all the
help.
help he needs.
He
Gordon, you
needs
live
it.
in Vegas where people are crazy and homeless.
Well, they're half naked there all the
Have
time,
you seen
anyways.
any naked, preferably adults, walking down the street?
I did right across. So we live pretty close to a fairly major cross street that we've got a good view of the intersection. And about a year ago, I saw started out as 2 cops, and then there ended up being about 10 cruisers, which I think was about all for this section. They were yanking a naked guy out of a car, hog style, and throwing him in a vehicle. I don't know whatever came about that. I haven't seen any naked people running around. There's some that were pretty close. We got that one bum that wears tinfoil for clothing that runs around.
That's comfortable. Man, it's got
Yeah.
shaped like a motherfucker. I'm hoping he wears clothes underneath, but that definitely.
He's got to make sure he's got all of his crack pipe material ready to go.
All you see is skin underneath.
That's
That's
insane.
That's funny.
It is insane.
I've
I actually
seen.
saw him recently at Walmart, and the odor that came off that dude
Yeah.
it was store clearing. It was crazy.
I was in downtown LA one time, and I seen a naked guy, dude, and all he kept doing, he must have been on like PCP or something, because he had the strength, but all he kept doing is popping out of the manhole cover. He'd pop the manhole cover,
Like a whack-a-mole?
yeah, like a whack-a-mole, dude. He'd pop the manhole cover, bro, and then stand up just on that, on the little ladder, and be totally nude, look around, and then dive back down, blink, and it close up. And he was doing that all night long. He'd pop up, look around, and then blink.
And when he was done, he was
He's
fucking ripped.
very dog.
Yeah, no, this dude was.
Because that manhole cover weighs about 50 pounds.
Hell yeah, man! But when you're on those heavy drugs, bro, man, they make you superhuman sometimes.
Uh-oh.
What?
Panic attack. There's panic running throughout the
What?
nation. Uh-oh. Panic attack. This just in. This
DEFCON,
just in.
DEFCON 3, DEFCON 4.
This just in from The Wire, if you will.
Yes. What do we got?
New York City CNN Business. White Claw is a victim of its own success.
Oh,
The hard seltzer brand confirmed a nationwide shortage in the United States sparked by the drink's rising popularity.
I believe it.
Quote, we are working around the clock to increase supplies given the rapid growth of consumer demand. This guy said, I can't pronounce his name. White Claw Senior Vice President of Marketing told CNN Business, White Claw has accelerated faster than anyone could have predicted. I say because of their social media. That guy needs a raise. Whoever's in charge of their social media needs a raise. The company did not specify when the stock will return to normal, but the guy's name, who I cannot pronounce, said it would be allocating product to their distributor partners to keep all markets in stock the best they can, and will continue to do so until we are going back to our normal safety stock possession. White Claw has blown up recently, sparking memes and trend pieces. Sales of the drink grew 237% to $327.7 million in July. You fools drinking this shit need to stop.
Yeah.
I got a.
This sounds like.
Hold on. Compared to the same period last year, its sales also accounted for nearly 55% of all hard seltzer sales in the week of July 4th, a 200% increase since July 18th. 4th of July sales. The beverage, which industry leader, was launched by Miller's Hard Lemonade Mark Anthony brand in 2016. The same year, Anheuser-Busch bought Spiked Seltzer, which led by the Boston. Go ahead, Gordon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've never tried it, but is this like a modern version of Zima?
No,
It's
seltzer water, where Zima is alcohol.
yeah.
It's seltzer
Yes.
water with a mild hint of flavor. The best way I can think about it, has your wife ever gotten those flavored carbonated waters from Walmart with like the picture of the limes on the front?
Or the little
No, but-
sporty things.
We did LaCroix before, and it was pretty gross.
It's like that, but it only has 5% alcohol.
Yeah.
Now, we here at the Waterman and D-Train show, we can't pronounce our own show. We here at the Waterman and D-Train show, we are concerned that the nation is almost out of White Claw, and we want to do our part to speed this process up.
Yeah, let's do
So,
it.
We did a episode 2 weeks ago where we drank some White Claw.
Sure did, buddy.
And I got a few bottles here. So, Dave,
Oh,
if
yeah?
you could take over the show for me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you what, this White Claw is so hot right now. I mean, this is the hottest item on the market. I mean, look at these things. Look how luxurious and delicious they look. And the flavors.
Well, they're not delicious. And the crazy thing is all these sparkling
Well, I'm
waters,
trying to
they
sell
have
it.
the same lead. They all have the white can and black label. So we don't want everybody to be almost out. We want to
No.
be fully out. So, Dave, if you can continue to start pouring these into this bucket so we can help rid the world of more White Claw.
Oh, absolutely. This is, let's rid. Yeah, this is god-awful. Now, let me tell you something. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something, man. Right now, these things were so popular out in Las Vegas, man. People were going crazy. Everybody I saw. 7:30 in the morning, man. You know, just tear it up. Man, that sounds like, I'll get rid of them. But yeah, man, these things are so popular. They're damn near as popular as the damn Popeye's chicken sandwich, man. You can't find them.
So now there are now 7 less cans of White Claw in the world.
Good riddance.
Now, Carrie heard that I was going to do this
Sorry.
quote-unquote bit, and she said, but you're wasting it.
So what?
Now, if you notice, one of those cans were open.
I did.
I said, well, have at it. She cracked it open,
Uh-huh.
took 3 drinks, looked at me and said, pour the shit out.
Yeah, damn right.
It's nasty.
People love it, man. People were drinking this stuff like crazy out west. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
How much to get you to take a drink of that bucket?
What, you got some money?
I could produce some.
Like how much?
I don't know. What would it take? Because that bucket's not exactly clean.
I know. Yeah, I see. It's a little dirty.
It just had some dirt in it. It's not like I've used it for mops.
Hold on a second. Let me see something here.
What would it take for you to take a big old swig of that?
I was just taking a little look-see, see what was on the side there. Look like a little bit of dust.
Wish I had a cup. You could just. Oh, here I do have a cup.
Wait, hold on. What do we got here? So we're gonna do a black cherry, a raspberry.
Here, just dip the cup in there.
Yeah,
so
hang
it's
on.
big enough of it.
Black cherry raspberry. I'm just looking. Natural lime. Ruby grapefruit and another ruby grapefruit.
Just dip it down in the center so that you're not making spillage.
Yeah. Hold on.
Now this is Dave drinking White Claw out of an
Yeah.
official original
Look
30-year-old.
Have a look in there. Look at the carbonation down
Miller
there.
Light glass that I use
Chris
as a pen holder.
says give Dave $10.
Huh? Yeah, but I mean, how much do you want me to just what?
I
Like,
just want to know what it would take to get you a drink. That's all.
oh, well, it's cash, man, because money talks, son. All right, there we go.
I'll give you a 10 spot for it.
All right, here we go. All right, just so you know, you see it in there.
Yeah, try to wipe it off so you don't get like.
Yeah, I don't want. Oh, look, I got a paper towel right here.
Perfect.
All right, so you see.
So now you've taken a bath out of a bucket,
Yeah.
and now you're about to drink some.
So you
yeah,
see.
So now you're going to drink some bucket
Should I
White Claw.
show-
It's about halfway full. No, they'll take my word for it. It's halfway full.
Should I show the camera?
If you want to, but it's halfway
Alright.
full. Don't let your headphone yank.
No, that's right. Okay. Well, we won't go that far, but hold on, let me get a little whip down here.
So this is bucket White Claw
That, you know what? They probably would do better sales if they mixed them all together like
in
that.
a bucket.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
This is Dave drinking 7 different flavors of the disgusting White Claw out of my mop bucket that I just dumped the wood chips out of in my garage.
Right, we're right there. Okay, here we go.
Now, did that have roaches in it?
No, it just
There
had,
you go. Dude, you know what? I'll have another cup of that. That's not too bad.
So mixing it like the White Claw Suicide in a mop bucket is
Ah,
the way to go.
That is literally not too bad.
I can't guarantee you what's in that bucket though.
I don't care.
Well, I'll have you sign a waiver before you leave.
Why, dude? What'd you put in there, man? Some like nuclear waste or something?
No.
You know, what are you doing? Throwing like your
I've lost
old
my
cell
notes.
phone batteries in there? No, it's actually not too bad, boys. As long as you mix the natural lime, black cherry, ruby grapefruit, and raspberry. Here you go, D-Train. Check it out. Another cup. Here we go.
That's your last one because I don't want you dying on my watch.
There you go, bud.
So,
Nothing.
um,
Oh yeah, there you go.
you know how Andalusia, this is a little local, but you know how Andalusia is under construction because if you want to put the bucket on the floor
Yeah, I was
and
about-
throw that shit in a bucket.
Yeah.
But Andalusia is under construction because of the installation of city water.
Yeah.
And Andalusia is usually a 4-lane. There you go. Get
Sorry
it.
about that.
It's usually a 4-lane thoroughfare,
Yeah.
but they have it crossed down to 2,
Uh-huh.
and so it quickly goes from 4 lanes down to 2.
Right. Right.
I was driving down that road the other day, and I see a police SUV behind me, and he's hauling ass. No
Okay.
lights on or
Oh, yeah?
nothing. And he's hauling ass so fast that I don't know if he's not paying attention. I don't know if he's looking down at his laptop, but the barrels are quickly merging in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
And
right there.
To the point where he's at the speed in which he's traveling, he's got two options: either rear end me or run the barrels over.
Start knocking the barrels out of
So
like
luckily,
a video game.
I'm in my truck, and I just so happened to just air up my tire because I had a nail in my tire. I yank it off, and I'm driving through the median now. Luckily, there's no curb, and he just sails right past me.
Yeah.
No thanks, no nothing, and I just luckily if I was in my Volkswagen, I probably would have bottomed out in all the dirt. But luckily, I was in my truck, and I'm thinking, what the hell?
Yeah.
I literally just got ran off the road by a cop with no lights on, no sirens. I don't know if he's on a silent call or what, but if I wouldn't have moved, he would have had to. He would have either rear-ended me or ran over the damn barrels. It was insane.
The guy, something that's weird, man. I've seen that before. So they had no lights on them.
No, I don't know. If, they must have been on a silent call. No lights, no siren, nothing. Like I said, I just happened to look in my rearview mirror and I see him head my way, and I yank it into the median, and he just sails right past me. Doesn't even tap on the brake lights like the truckers do when you let them over.
Yeah.
Like to give you, hey, thanks, like a double flash on the tail lights.
Give you the old wave real quick.
Nothing.
Wow. They're all, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. They're all over the place, man. They've been getting sneaky, man. Hiding, on veterans. There's a couple little spots that I've been catching them, where that black and white, man. They mix. I mean, it's like they've found that one perfect spot, bro, where they just blend perfect.
Well, the thing that amazed me, because I grew up in Ohio and Kentucky, and up there, for safety reasons, at nighttime, whenever they sit off the road, they have to have on the parking lights. Just like any other car.
You would think,
for safety reasons.
Yeah, they don't hear.
Yeah, when I moved down here and I saw my first one sitting in the median between two main roads and at midnight with all the lights off, it's like, what the hell? Go ahead, Gordon.
Do they have highly reflective stickers down there? Or
No.
It's a cat and mouse game, and they'll admit to it. I remember I got pulled over by one who was sitting behind a super large bush. And I told him, I said, this is a good hiding spot. This is better than when you guys hide behind the burnt store boat dock by my dad's house. He's like, He said, I don't sit there much too often anymore. Too many people know about it. And the very next day, I got pulled over by the same cop in the same spot. Because it's where you come off of it. This is my old house, where you come off Veterans and you merge into the neighborhood. But unless you slam on your brakes, Veterans is 45.
Right.
And all of a sudden you got merged down to 25, and that's why they sit there, because they know you're traveling at that 45. So unless you slam on your brakes, or you become that guy who slows down completely before making a turn, you're going to speed every time you go. Yeah. So the second day he looked up and saw that I did get a ticket the day before, so he let me go.
Yeah, he's like, there he goes again. Just let him ride. Let him ride.
Do they not give you enough time to burn off speed?
Not there, no. That's why they sit there. Because, once again, as you know, Vegas is the same way. It's an income tax-free state, but we don't have all the casinos to raise revenue. So the poor guys who go to the police academy because they want to help protect and serve and take care of people, they end up getting stuck being Cape Coral fundraisers, and so they sit around raising money all day.
The ones here you got to watch out for, we refer to as traffic weenies, and they're the guys on the bikes.
Yeah, we don't have those. We have the motorcycle cops
on the bicycles. What do they do? They don't tell me they got a radar gun on a bicycle.
They're like on a trek.
No, when I say bike, I mean like a hog.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking, man, what are these? What's going on?
Hey, man, I think that White Claw helped your throat out a little bit.
Dude, I was about to have another glass actually.
No, I don't want to because
I
don't know what's in there.
I really won't, but I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't want the liability to end up in the hospital.
Look, boys, bros, I'm telling you right now, legitimately, singularly. Those things are disgusting. Mixed, on point, man.
Well, at mixed, now you're at 15% alcohol, whereas each one's only like 5.
Well, no.
You got to go side with it, huh?
Well, hold on, man. That'd be 5, 10,
5
15,
times 7.
20. Yeah. So,
It's almost up there with like a strong beer.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, they got some of those other ones, man. Those real nasty beers. I don't even want to mention those names. Ugh.
I'm going to play something for you guys. I had an epiphany the other day.
Uh-oh.
If you need any evidence, ladies, that your high-priced shampoos and your makeup is nothing more than a ruse to get your money out of you, and there's nothing fancy about them, we're all from the 90s. Who remembers when the shocking Herbal Essence commercials came out.
Oh, that was controversy.
Yeah, because the lady was essentially having an orgasm on national TV. And for those of you who don't remember, those who are too young, let's take a trip back to like 1995-ish.
Nice.
You know, we're great together.
She's in the shower.
Something new and more exciting.
Her husband's brushing his
It
teeth.
satisfies me in a way I never thought possible.
Introducing Herbal Essences Fruit Fusions with an exhilarating new fruit fragrance and an exotic blend of organic fruit extracts for hair that's naturally beautiful.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
No.
New Fruit Fusions.
That's it.
are
End the
totally
show. I
organic
gotta go.
And so the husband's sitting on the couch because he realizes he can never satisfy his woman as much as her shampoo does now. And that stuff,
Okay.
that stuff really blew up.
It was big time.
It wasn't like salon prices, but like at the store, it was
Six
medium to high. It was right up there.
$5.99 probably
it was,
a bottle.
It was
back
up
then.
there with all of the big brands that the women were using at the time. I was at the Dollar General the other day.
Hell yeah.
Now the Dollar General only carries a select choices of name brand items, and next to the Suave or White Rain, which has always been a cheap shampoo,
yeah.
they had their line of Herbal Essence shampoos
Oh, they did.
and conditioners. And it just kind of goes to show you that this item that used to be considered gotta have because these new commercials where the ladies have an orgasm on TV.
Man. These
You're
women.
going to pay the extra $2 for it.
Yeah.
Short 20 years later, it's in the bargain bin at the Dollar General.
Yeah.
Now, do you think they've changed the ingredients of this?
Not one bit.
No, it just goes to show you that when things are popular,
Marketed
there's
right.
a high demand and marketed right. The margins are set that way, and you're going to pay full freight for it. And I just kind of thought that was funny. And being a skateboarder, and Gordon will remember this story because I think he was there that day. Remember when we were at Sun Sports and Nick looked at us and said, "How would you guys feel if I stopped carrying Airwalk?"
Ooh.
I don't even remember my answer if I was still in the midst of the Airwalk craze or if I was already coming out at that time.
Well, the reason that Nick, the proprietor of the premium skateboarding store of Central Ohio, known in Columbus, Ohio, the reason he stopped carrying Airwalk is at that time in the 90s, base jumping was super popular. Skydiving was popular.
Rappelling.
Bungee jumping. The whole extreme.
Yep.
Extreme. And so Airwalk stopped promoting skateboarding because skateboarding was at an all-time low. X Games haven't been invented yet, or if they had, they hadn't gotten on ESPN radar yet.
Well, street skating was kind of coming up.
Well, you were in California at the time, but in Ohio,
Yeah.
skateboarding was it.
Was it that dead?
We were looked upon like we were,
Just
the next
total
worst thing to gangbangers.
Yeah, degenerates. Total degenerates.
Yes, and snowboarding was the same at the time. Now, for those of you who don't know, Airwalk is a skateboard move. It's a move that was started in the mid-'80s.
yeah.
It's when you went up the half pipe, you grabbed your board, you took both feet off the board, you kicked it out, almost like a Michael Jordan-esque shape. Hence, you're walking in air, and then you would land. And so Airwalk was started as a skateboard shoe. And once again, at the time in the 90s, especially in the Midwest, skateboarding was at an all-time low, and no one was buying them. Vans continued. This is before Vans blew up, before Big Bang Theory made them mainstream. Vans still continued to write Vans skateboarding shoes in all the JCPenney magazines and all the all the advertisements. Whereas Airwalk just called themselves Airwalk.
Yeah.
And because they turned their back on their key demographic, i.e., skateboarders, and because they refused to even acknowledge that they promoted skateboarding, many of the places, such as Sun Sports and other skateboard places, they stopped carrying them. The skateboarders stopped wearing them. That they progressed at the time. They went from their heavy leather, rubber lace shoes to the suede ones, much like the Duffs and the Vans and the DCs at the time. But they just weren't promoting. All their ads were bungee jumping, base jumping, all the extreme stuff. Fast forward 20 years, where do you go to get your Airwalks?
Payless shoes. Oh, wait.
They're
out of business.
closed.
I was about to say. Yeah,
Airwalk went from being in all the boutique skateboarding stores to the 90s when they were in all the JCPenney's and all, because they turned their back on skateboarding. And then when people stopped wearing Airwalk, they basically started making knockoff Uggs for women and wannabe vans, and they were basically relegated to Payless. And now Payless is gone, and I don't think there's enough diehard Airwalk fans that's going to order them off of Amazon or online. So at least in the American market, I wouldn't be surprised to see that Airwalk is dead altogether. And I say good riddance. So there's a little marketing class advice for those of you who are interested in marketing and how business works. Don't turn your back on your key demographic. Another example of that is Discovery Channel. They have a good habit and history of building up great shows, and then when the producers get greedy and they want more and more views, they change the format, and the show dies out. And the one I'm thinking of right now is American Restoration. People used to bring all their Coca-Cola coolers in there and all that, and they would show Rick sanding them down and talking about the difficulties of finding parts and this and that. It's much like a car show. And then at some point, a producer or maybe even Rick himself decided that what the people want is family. And so now they would show the customer drop off the item. Then they would show his son and his brother go out, quote unquote, picking, and they would do a bunch of stupid shit for 5 minutes, come back, and the item is magically done. Then another item would show up. They wouldn't show any of the restoration problems. It's like watching this old house without the carpentry. And so you're losing your core demographic. The people like me who like restoration, who like hands-on stuff.
See the process, man.
See the process. Well, I don't care about your family. I don't care about the dumb dog. I don't care about your annoying-ass wife with the big tits.
Hell no.
And that lasted for about 2 seasons, and then...
Boom.
Now, no, I am aware the show lasted longer than 2 seasons. The first 5 seasons, it was the original format, but that's when they started changing. And then after about 3 seasons, it died out. And then they tried to bring it back, but they did it under a different... It was American Restoration, but what they were doing, and this only lasted about like 6 episodes, they would do kind of like live PD, but it wasn't live. What they would do is kind of like those racing shows, they were actually bouncing between 3 or 4 different restoration shops, showing the restoration process. But at that point, the core audience was gone. We lost interest. You took something that we really liked that spun off from the Pawn Stars, which the Pawn Stars got a little weak too. They spent way too much time with Chumley and the grandfather and the dad's adventures.
Still on there, Chumley?
Chumley's back after his little stint in jail. After his arrest with guns and drugs and all that. But the guns don't surprise me because he's a gun user. And I think the drugs is probably just weed. But anyhow, he's back. The grandfather passed away.
I heard it was Chris.
I rarely watch the show because once again, they changed their core format and they bastardized the show. Luckily, they've left American Pickers alone. Count's Custom's gone the same way. I don't give 2 shits and a fuck about Horny Mike and his dumb adventures, going out and trying to find cars and all that. They show less and less of the process and more of the people on the show. That show's strong. Gas Monkey Garage, I fell off of. I don't care about that show anymore.
You're right. They're working more on the character.
Sorry, go ahead and repeat.
No, I'm just saying you're right. They're working more on the characters than the actual product.
Because they build the show, because people like cars, and then their wives get involved, and then people hear about it. They're not that interesting, so they change the format. And so, I've completely lost interest in Count's Customs. I've lost interest in Pawn Stars.
It's like Boyd Coddington and those guys, you know.
I like the Aaron show. Aaron Kaufman, he left Gas Monkey. He started a show. That was cool, but apparently Discovery Channel says, hey, you can be the new Mike Rowe. So now, and I haven't watched it, so I can't bag on it, but Aaron Kaufman has launched a show called Aaron Needs a Job.
Right.
So now he goes around doing different jobs, much like
Mike
Rowe.
Mike Rowe, yeah. Dirty jobs or whatever.
Morgan Long is talking about Roadkill. That is actually on the new Motor Trend network because they bought out Velocity. And Roadkill is a very cool show. It's basically the guys who've been running like Hot Rod Magazine. And they will go to a junkyard or somebody's barn and they'll buy a car. And they'll get it running. And then they drive it cross country. And the thing breaks down on the side of the road. They're like doing, head swaps in the parking lot of an Advanced Auto Parts, or they'll take an old beater and they'll drop a new engine in and say, okay, we're going to go take this to the top of Pikes Peak. That's a great show. They haven't bastardized that one yet.
What's the name of that one?
Roadkill. It's on the new Motor Trend channel.
All right. I'll have to check that one out.
I wish the FCC would back off of Comcast. Not that I'm a fan of Comcast. And Discover and all the TV platforms. They need to allow a la carte programming.
Oh, a la carte, man.
I don't need to pay for 130 channels when I literally watch Motor Trend, History, Discovery Channel, and CBS. I watch 5 channels, but I'm paying for 133 of them. And now that people are unplugging,
Yeah.
people are complaining, well, they took Friends off of Netflix. They took They didn't take Friends off of Netflix. They didn't take Seinfeld off Netflix. NBC is getting smart. They're launching their own streaming service, and they're taking their properties back so that if you want to watch those shows, you're not going to go to Netflix. You're going to go to their stuff.
Yep.
So if all the TV channels are getting in line and starting their own streaming service, the FCC is going to have to back off the big players and allow the Comcast, the Dish, the DirecTVs to start offering a la carte menus. Because everybody's unplugging because they don't want to pay these. You're paying $200 a fucking month for TV and internet.
Exactly. You've got this. Let's say you've got Netflix, Disney service, CBS service, Paramount service. There might be one or two, one show or two shows you watch from each of those. I see what you're saying. A la carte it.
Yeah.
Put it into
Let me buy the
put it into
channels
a
that I
package.
want.
Yeah, put it into a package.
And then get rid of the rest of it.
Because I know Disney right now is going through a thing because they've got this new Star Wars live action show coming out called Mandalorian. And people are starting to lose their minds over this.
My older mate Blake used to be my tech shop manager at CompUSA. He went to school and he writes the computer programs for the Disney, the Star Wars displays and rides and shit at Disneyland. He actually writes the codes to make the animation work.
That's cool, man. But I see, I agree with you there. Set it up so that I'm not sitting there and I've got 12 different bills coming in from.
Well, it's all one bill, but still, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, man? Like Netflix and all this other stuff coming in, and then going, damn, dude, I really only watch one show on that platform. Why can't we consolidate it and just throw some pennies here, throw some pennies there, man?
And furthermore, like Morgan Law just said, he's got the Motor Trend app. So even Motor Trend is streaming all their shows plus more on their app.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know. Have you seen broadcast TV nowadays? It's cleaner than it's full 720. I mean, So let people order the channels they want, and then they can switch over their network with a push of the button. I mean, do you think I'm off base, Gordon, or do you feel the same? I mean, I know you got satellite.
I pretty much feel the same. I'm actually trying to convince us to get off of satellite right now. But we do watch. There's actually several of the regular network shows that we watch. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's just getting so spread out, right? So you should be able to pick and choose what you want.
Yeah.
And I think that's ultimately what's going to happen. But when you're CBS is going to be $9.99 a month. Now we got Disney for $9.99 a month. Yeah, I know we're talking about being able to pick the shows.
No, I'm talking about pick the channel. Like, let's say I call up Comcast and say, hey, I don't want the basic plan. I watch 6 channels. Let me pay for those 6 channels. Well, your bill is only $15 a month. Yeah, but I'm still paying you $70 for fucking internet, so it's still $80 a month. I don't need a $200 fucking bill. And I'm not talking Comcast. DirecTV is the same way. Dish is the same way.
Yeah, it all
I
is,
will
man.
say DirecTV has gotten smart, especially for states like Florida. I loved my DirecTV, but every time it rained, you'd have to switch to the analog. And the analog would pick up, but it was still a little dicey. A friend of mine has it. DirecTV just offered a new service where you get rid of the satellite altogether, and you get a box that connects to your internet, and it streams over your internet.
Nice.
So then you pay Comcast for internet or CenturyLink for internet, and then you pay DirecTV a little bit cheaper, and then instead of using a satellite signal, you get all the channels through their box using the internet.
Right on.
But you're still paying that full monthly package. I've been thinking about cutting the cord myself, but here's the thing that Comcast, and I wouldn't be surprised if the other ones are doing too, because they know that they're losing market share, is now like if you go to Comcast, you're signing like a 3-year fucking contract. I got like 1 year left on my contract before I can.
For Comcast now, and because satellite, I remember
here,
satellite.
No, when I moved into here, because when I lived on the other side of this neighborhood, Comcast wasn't available. I had CenturyLink, but CenturyLink I was getting a whopping 25 megs on my internet, and when you have 2 people trying to play Xbox, it sucked. Well, Comcast didn't have cable on that street because there's only 7 houses on the entire street, so it wasn't it was cost prohibitive for them to spend the labor and material to run wire down that road.
Yeah.
So when I moved in here, the first thing I did was told CenturyLink to beat feet, and we picked up Comcast, but I like signed a 3-year contract. Instead of like 1 more year left in my contract before I can even consider getting rid of my cable.
Wow. Oh man.
Gordon, are you ready? Because we're running a little long, and Dave's getting a little long in the tooth himself. Are you ready?
Yeah, and I'm not
This
in the best of health, man. Thanks to Las Vegas.
Coming in live from the WD410 News Desk in Las Vegas, Nevada. He's our resident news anchorman, Gordon Abernathy. Gordon, how you doing tonight?
As we discussed earlier, I'm doing fine.
Woo!
So let's just go ahead and start off with the remains of Dorian.
Yeah.
The
So
storm.
as we know, Dorian's been, well, he did a little more than sucker punch people in the Bahamas, but outside of that, he's been sucker punching people in the office all the way up the coast, and has finally landed in Nova Scotia, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So even there, it was it has gone down to 65-mile-an-hour winds, which is below the 74-mile-per-hour threshold, as you guys of Florida know, that require it to be a hurricane.
Mm-hmm. Category.
And it's Canada's sending over 700 troops out that will be fanning across the Maritimes. These are the islands up there in the far east.
Maritimes?
Yep.
That's not very original, is it?
The Maritime.
Maritime.
I mean, that's just a generic term for sailors.
Mm-hmm.
So they're out on the water. They see these islands.
Mm-hmm.
They need a name. They're the Maritime Islands.
Yeah, give me another bottle of rum.
Anyhow, Gordon.
That's what they refer to Newfoundland and all the islands up near Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Still
Home
not
America.
original.
So anyway, Nova Scotia Power Incorporation Chief Executive Karen Hutt said over 400,000 Nova Scotia Power customers lost power at a peak of the storm, and 50,000 has been since restored. That's kind of a big deal for up there. I know Carolina's got hit pretty good. That the Outer Banks was no. It sounds like people were, as D-Train was talking about last week, they were stuck in their attic.
Yeah.
All the fire. And
real quick, man, and then Florida, man, I think they had something like 36 bales of or 36 kilos of cocaine wash up on shore, man. I mean, that's, man, wow.
Yeah, no, but like I was talking about last week, we were talking about how down
That's
here
unreal.
my biggest fear is storm surge. And I warn people about, and obviously when that happens, it's not like you can walk outside because the tide is so fast.
Yeah.
But if you're going to consider getting on your roof, plans need to be put in place.
Oh.
And do not, under any circumstances, get in your attic unless you have a battery-operated circular saw to
Damn right, cut a hole through that sucker.
Because all you're doing is climbing into a coffin. You have better chances risking it outside, floating down the goddamn street, than you do getting in that attic. And as he said, there was people. I think I heard the 911 call where people up in the attic and the water was rising.
That's just crazy. Yeah.
And next story for all you smokers of nicotine. Let me rephrase that. All you vapors of nicotine cannabis should probably consider stopping at least for a little while. According to U.S. health officials, it appears that there is a chemical compound in these, and I thought it was just nicotine, but it really is actually affecting the cannabis. But there is a liquid or an ingredient that has been tied to all of the illnesses. And it's actually a extract created by vitamin E.
Yep.
And it is used to help make the oils thick. And this is causing a possible of about 450 cases that resulted in 5 deaths in as many as 33 states.
Yeah, I didn't believe that when it first came out. I thought a lot of that shit was just marketing put out by the cigarette companies, but there's been more and more stories of people getting blood clots, people ending up in the hospital and dying from it. Now, I will say, and I have no proof, it would be interesting, and they never include these in the stories because they never get that deep because journalists don't really look. I wonder how many of these are the cloud chasers. Those are the guys that are look like they're taking bong rips.
Oh yeah.
They just blow out.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are like the people smoking the
just taking
the blue pens,
the light hits or whatever. Not taking.
And blunt. I wonder how many of these are the cats that look like you see them driving on the
Puff
street
the
where it
Magic
looks like
Dragon.
they're blowing bong rips out of the goddamn car where they're just. No one ever announces that part. It's like obviously you can't ask the ones who die, but you can ask their friends. You can look on their freaking page to see if they talk about cloud chasing, but. I wonder how many of those are cloud chasers.
I thought too, but I don't think people are hitting the THC are necessarily cloud chasing.
That's true.
No.
New York State has focused an investigation on the ingredient called vitamin E acetate, which has been used to thicken marijuana vape juice, but it's considered safe, but is considered dangerous if heated and inhaled. And what it does is when you inhale it, it actually coats the lung. So they've gone through a bunch of different manufacturer cartridges and found in several cases the ingredients that made up this ingredient has made up more than half the liquid in each cartridge. So
Wow.
all these tobacco companies and marijuana companies are going to have to go back to the drawing board a little bit and fix that.
I wonder what the need to have it so thick is. I wonder if it coats the coil better.
Yeah, maybe just get a better burn when it heats, you know?
I don't know why it has to be so, less watery. I don't know. Maybe the water, maybe it prevents the coil from, I don't know.
Burning out so fast or something.
It keeps it from leaking too. It's
Restate that you broke up.
Say that again.
I said restate that you broke up.
Maybe it keeps it from leaking. Or something as simple as that. It's a good question. I don't think any of us really know how that stuff's produced, but be interesting to see what comes out of it. As we know, when vaping came out, everybody thought it was the fix all for smoking. But as with anything, there's no free lunch in nature, so it's going to take some time to figure out what the issues are, right? And,
Absolutely,
got
brother.
an interesting story. If you have chickens, and if you're older.
Hey, bro, I got chickens, man. What the hell was that?
Oh,
They
no.
can kill you.
Stuff falling down. I don't know. I heard something fall down.
Like, that was. Did you hear that, Gordon?
Anyhow, keep going.
Yeah,
sorry.
I heard it.
All right,
I heard
go
it,
for it,
but
Gordon. Go
you
for it.
You got to be careful with those chickens because they can kill you.
Why?
A
I got chickens, man. What are they gonna do to me?
A 76-year-old woman was pecked to death by her rooster while gathering eggs.
Well, that'll learn her.
This is coming from Australia, where a woman was killed by a rooster who pecked at her leg, puncturing a varicose vein, resulting in her hemorrhaging and causing her death. So unfortunately, this lady lived on a rural property when the rooster struck at her leg repeatedly, according to the study published in late August in the journal Forensic Science, Medicine, and Pathology in Australia. She remains unidentified in order to protect her family. Protect her from what? I have no idea. Maybe
Passed
just
off
embarrassment.
chickens. And that's the downside of living out in the country. Is you're so far from medical attention when it. I mean, because
something happens, you're screwed, dude.
When we'd stay with mom or when you lived down on the river with mom, I mean, if something would have happened to you guys, you were fucking an hour from the closest major hospital, weren't you?
Yeah, and same thing when I was in Montana. It'd be an hour out to get to Bozeman.
Good God.
What else you got on your news?
A vegan who sued her neighbors for cooking meat in their backyard.
Bitch.
A vegan sued her neighbors for cooking meat in the backyard?
Come on, man. Is it really getting down to that?
Let me...
Now, I'm going to ask a question. Where would this story have come out of? In your thoughts?
California.
Oregon.
Seattle.
Perth, Western Australia. So another Australian story.
Now, did she actually go to court or did she file papers? They never say that part. When they say they're suing, just because you sue somebody don't mean it goes to court. It just means you filed paper. I was just wondering if it actually went to court.
Oh, it went to court, and it's thrown out.
Of course.
As it should.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So Celia Carden of Perth, Western Australia, who is a vegan, recently sued her neighbors for having barbecues. She said it made it impossible for her to enjoy her own backyard without smelling the stench of cooking meat. I don't know about you guys, but when I smell cooking meat, I start to salivate.
Damn right.
Absolutely.
She believes her neighbors are deliberately doing this to annoy her. All I can smell is fish. I can't enjoy my backyard. I can't go out there, she says. It's been devastating. It's been turmoil. It's been unrest.
Wait a minute. I'm on her side.
Yeah, fish can get a little...
Fish is nasty. If you're the asshole who decides to microwave fish or popcorn at your office, you're a dick.
Oh, yeah, that's
you should
not
lose
cool.
your microwave privileges.
But if you're smoking some salmon...
Dude.
I don't know, man. Fish. I mean, I
doing
like
some
to eat
crab
fish,
legs.
but the smell of fish lingering in the air can be a little blah.
No, it can be, no doubt.
What's interesting is since this court had been thrown out, an event was created that basically had people cook out in front of her house.
That's awesome.
So the events page read, "Don't let Celia destroy the good old Aussie tradition. Join us for a community barbecue and help her get some pork on her fork.
I,
Dog nuts.
I hope
Plus,
somebody showed up with a spit and a full-size hog and a
Mhm.
full-size gator with a rod up its ass, so
Mhm.
she can actually see the carcass turning
Mhm.
and cooking
Hell
right
yeah.
out her front window.
Just rotating right out in front of that window, bro.
so yeah, it would be fantastic. So there was and Don may want to think about this a little bit. If you are of you've got a split ethnic family,
Mm-hmm.
you may be wrongfully accused of sex trafficking.
What?
So an airline accused a white man of trafficking his black son.
Oh,
You know, when Larry Venturino was on our show about a month back,
yeah.
I went and saw him do his stand-up. Did you go with me that night?
Yes, I did.
And he was talking about he adopted 2 Hispanic children.
Yep.
And he was talking about how they went to Mexico. And he either lost their passports or their ID or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, I'm an American. He's like, then I look in the rearview mirror and realize, yeah, I'm a white man traveling across the border with 2 Hispanic kids in my backseat with no documentation.
Yeah, dude.
And so I can definitely see that. Yeah, I carry my paperwork with us anywhere we go.
Hell yeah, bro.
So before we go into this, if you're a male that has young children of different ethnicities and you may be sweating, get yourself some sleeves. Put that on your head, keep the flop sweat off, even if you've done nothing wrong. Go to sleeves.com. These things are great. You can throw basically around your head, keep the sweat out of your eyes when you're running, lifting weights, working construction. And if you enter the promo code D41040, you'll get 40% off.
Your
And
entire
help
shopping
us
cart.
along.
Mm-hmm. Right on, man.
So let's go to Hillsborough, North Kakalaki. A white North Carolina man says Frontier Airlines staff falsely accused him of sex trafficking his 12-year-old adopted son, who is black. News outlets reported that 55-year-old widower Peter Del Vecchia, I believe that's Italian, and I've probably boogered it up, is suing the airlines and several workers. The lawsuit says that he and his son were flying to Las Vegas, yay, in March, and he was hit by a crew member who accused him of trafficking the boy.
Oh.
Who was moved to another seat. It said that the worker denied the boy's request to return to his own seat next to his father, refusing that they were not family. They did not want to believe they were family.
God, I wish that would happen to me.
It said one of the workers inappropriately touched a child, so he is suing for discrimination and false imprisonment.
I was gonna say I would have so much money. I hope that happens to me. It's like, don't these stewardesses watch TV?
Yeah.
Every commercial it has a mixed race family on it now.
Everywhere.
Everything's included. So it's like I'm part of. That's me. That's representing my family. It's
Well,
I
just wanted to finish this real quick. Frontier and its way of brushing this under the rug sought to dismiss some of the claims last week, saying that Davitia wasn't denied services based on discrimination. And you know what? We fulfilled our obligation to get you and your family to where you're going.
you only separated my child and wouldn't allow him to return to his father. You probably had him sitting next to some stranger.
And accusing the father of the heinous crime, the disgusting crime of sex trafficking.
I wonder if he had to. I wonder if he got interviewed by the police when he got off the plane.
Inside edition.
No, I mean seriously.
I know,
I
man.
wonder if air marshals or if airport
Of course he
security
did.
got.
Of course he did. You know he did.
That's insane.
And you know, how many days was taken out of his trip just to deal with that?
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Trip is ruined at
Yeah.
that point in time.
Not to mention he has to explain to his son what sex trafficking means.
Yeah, like, you know, exactly. Hey, son, sorry about that plane flight there, you know.
So, D-Train, if you happen to find yourself on a flight with your Hispanic daughter coming to Las Vegas, you may want to be careful.
No, fuck that. I'm booking Frontier. I'm setting on my retirement
Oh,
plan
you
right
damn
fucking
right,
now.
bro. We will do our due research, my friend, and make sure we find something
I
real.
will get my.
We will do our
I'm gonna get her
research.
college paid. Actually, no. You know what? The state of Florida's already paying for her college, so I don't have to worry about that. But
Wow.
I'm gonna get my retirement plan set up. It's insane.
We're gonna fly on Dangerfield
I
Airlines.
just wish we could go out and get tacos without people staring at us, but that's neither here nor there.
I know, man, right?
Oh,
All right,
So
boys.
basically coming from the satellite office in Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Gordon.
thank you
the
so
news.
much, Gordon Abernathy.
Woo.
Excellent news reporting,
Thank you,
as
bud.
always. You got anything else on your plate, Dave?
Dude, I am done. I'm ready to get home, get a good another week started. Real quick, be sure to tune into Stan and Haney this week because there's going to be a lot of wild stories. And thank you, Gordon. Nice seeing you out there in Las Vegas. And D-Train, it's good to be back, brother, man. We got some killer shows coming up for you guys, everybody that's tuning in. And thank you very much, man. See you next week, dude. You.
Life is long, life is short. Life is long and short. No, life is short, life is hard. Go out and find something. What's long is this podcast, and hopefully in the last hour and 12 minutes you've heard something that's semi-motivating, that will encourage you to go out and live your best life and take care of your family and do what you need to do to accomplish your dreams, because one day you may wake up dead. Gordon.
I can be reached on Instagram at Aegis 1974.
Thank you
And
much.
I have a Twitter account that's Abernathy Gordon.
We will see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a great time, and we'll talk to you all soon.